Cameron, we are looking at what looks like a brand new trike. Is it?
Yeah, this is a brand new trike. We have about 2 hours on it.
This particular one, but I mean the design. Is this a new design for you?
No, we've been making this particular design since 1998. We have done small mods. We've lengthened it to give a lot of storage behind the back seat.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of room back here.
Which didn't used to happen. And the reason we did that, before Light Sport came about, a lot of people bought two-place trikes because they wanted the storage. You ask a lot of those people and they say, well, I might fly a person once a year. They wanted it for the storage.
They really wanted a place back there to put stuff, so you just gave them that. But we observe for you again, this is a single place trike, and this is not a light sport aircraft. No, this fits another description we call Part 103. How does that work?
Well, Part 103 needs to have three basic criteria: 5 gallons of fuel, under 254 pounds, and under 50, help me out there, 55 knots?
55 knots maximum speed, 24 knot minimum stall.
Yes, and so this meets that criteria.
This does all of those things. Huh? That's 63 miles an hour for those that prefer that number.
There you go. And so that's no license required. And there's training required. Let's be smart about that.
So let's do 3 things it doesn't require. It doesn't require a pilot's license. It doesn't require a medical, therefore, and it doesn't require an N number.
That's right.
This is arguably the most free part of aviation in the world.
That's right.
For powered aviation, certainly, but even hang gliders are also considered Part 103 vehicles.
Yep. Probably the most portable and affordable ultralight aircraft on the market, too.
So as we look at this airplane, a lot of people think, wow, 254 pounds, that's the total empty weight you're allowed to be? That's a number that's not so easy to get to with a fixed wing aircraft, although there are some examples of it. It's easier to do with a trike because you just have less physical structure on it. But I'm looking at this engine back here. Tell me what engine we've got on here and what kind of power output that provides to this aircraft.
This is a Kawasaki 440. It provides 40 horsepower. Just recently, the engines we used to use have gone away, smaller Rotex engines. I went back to the 440 Kawasaki because in as early as 1982, and Dan will remember this, there was a Jetwing trike.
That's right.
Which used the Kawasaki 440. We still have prominent people in the industry, Joe Greblo and some others, that still have these 440 Kawasaki's on the original trike that still run to this day.
And we're talking 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's a very, very good engine.
So that's not time between overhaul numbers, but that's a lot of utility out of an engine that I've flown with quite a bit too. I always liked the Kawasaki 440. Yeah. It's a pretty nice running engine, but people don't even know it's available hardly.
That's right.
Now, is this trike also available with different wings?
Yes, we have one other wing option for this, and it's a double surface, smaller wing. And so this one flies between 40 and 45 miles an hour. The other Pacer wing, it trims between 50 and 55.
So he's talking about double surface and single surface is what this wing is. If you bring your camera up here, you see that this has got what we call a crossbar, which is part of how the wings are held in the current position they're in. That doesn't move around or anything. Well, it does actually move a little bit, but that's a nice physical structure to the wing. In a double surfaced wing, that's still there, but you don't see it. It's enclosed in the wing, and by taking out that bit of wind resistance, those wings can fly a little bit faster. Of course, they also cost a little more, they weigh slightly more, and therefore, and not everybody wants to go faster. I happen to be one of those guys that likes to fly slow in these things.
That's right. Well, I think the 40-45 mile an hour airspeed is probably the most popular airspeed in the ultralight industry. You go back to the Quicksilver, the most popular ultralight in the world. It again flies between 40 and 45 miles an hour.
Flies about that same number as this one does. Yeah. So
very safe flight speed.
This airplane is also strut raced.
Is also what?
Strut raced. Yeah, a lot of these wings, just so people know what you're talking about, they're most of this kind of wing construction, a delta wing construction, sometimes called, or a hang glider type wing. It's not a hang glider wing exactly. Those are made slightly lighter because they don't have to carry the structure. But they are often wire braced all the way around, just like we see fore and aft here. That's how it's done that way. But on the sides on this one, we've got struts. Wire bracing is very strong and quite wind efficient too. But a lot of people like the idea of struts because they're used to them on airplanes. It means you don't have physical structure on the top of the wing, which means you can get it in and out of a hangar a little bit easier in some situations. Are there other benefits that come with that?
Well, it is a lower drag. The biggest benefit that we found...
these are nice streamlined struts here too. Not just a strut, but streamlined.
That's right. Another benefit is transportation. If you look behind you, that's a trike with our wing on it folded back, and you can do the same thing with this trike, but it wouldn't have float.
While it's in position though, that's an interesting feature.
While it's in position.
So you don't have to take the wing off to fold the wings. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, in any windy situation, or you just want to not have the wing exposed to the sun quite as much. These are Dacron wings on here, and they can see some sun degradation over a long period of time. They really last amazingly well, but to protect it a little more, and then certainly in windy situations, you can do the full collapse, but you don't have to take it off to do that.
That's right. So what time would it take? It would take about 10 minutes or less to lower the control bar to the ground, take the ribs out and fold it back, and your aircraft is safe from being buffeted by the winds. You can go into town if you flew to a remote airport and not to worry about your aircraft.
Just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick. They're not too long, even if you have to fold them all up and take the wing off and everything. You can still do all that in about 30 minutes or maybe even less.
Hour, yeah.
But boy, 10-minute wing fold when you're going to go flying again pretty soon is a great idea. So if people are interested in these kind of things, do they have to go just to the factory, or do you have representatives around?
We have dealers around the country that's listed on our website, and they can help you out to get trained and purchase the aircraft. We also have agents that are out there training. They're not necessarily a dealer for us, which means they don't own one of our light sport aircraft, but we allow them to, we want them to be a front person for us. If they train someone that wants one of our ultralights, we will sell the ultralight directly to that person. We will ship it only to the agent, which will set it up and test fly it, and we'll pay that agent to do that service so that the customer is getting an aircraft that's been flown by a professional and is being handed off to them as an airworthy aircraft.
That's a great idea. Now, this is true. We're again talking about a Part 103 vehicle that doesn't require a license, doesn't require medical, doesn't require N numbers, but in order to make sure that his products are received safely, Cameron puts this requirement out there that the product goes to someone who's knowledgeable and trained, and then delivered to the customer with training, with knowledge, and that way you've had a good safety record over many years. We want more information about this trike. By the way, there's two versions of this. This is the Maverick trike. You're sitting in the one that's called the Legend. That has the fairing.
Yep.
The basic Maverick does not have the fairing, but is otherwise quite similar, is it?
Airframe's completely similar. This is just a superficial fairing that keeps the wind off you.
Okay, so just a little protection, a little bit of style and so forth. But there is a probably slightly lighter version yet than without the fairing. I'm sure this adds not many, but a few pounds to it. So
that's right.
Excellent. Well, for more information about this Maverick in its two forms or your other aircraft, where do we want to send people on the web, Cameron?
You want to go to northwing.com. There you'll find a list of all the aircraft and a lot more information.
So for more information about this aircraft from Northwing or any of his other ones and many other aircraft beyond, go to buydanjohnson.com or bydanjohnson.com.